However, if he'd put a little bit more thought into, you know, what's going to be a better set than something else? What's going to be a better set than something else?
What's going to be a better set than something else?
You know, it might have meant not investing into Darkness Ablaze and investing more into Evolving Skies.
Okay, Michael, let's see if what you have to say is true. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today there's not going to be many fancy edits, nothing like that. It's just picking up on something that PokeOz said recently in one of his videos, which basically just, if you look at the thumbnail, which I'm going to put up here, just says stop. Anyway, he gives 7 points about things not to do when you get into investing, basically 7 mistakes to avoid. And there are 2 things with this video that I actually disagree with, and I just wanted to correct or give my opinion on. Now, the first one is where he talks about, I'll put up the screenshots of parts of the video. You're more than welcome. His video is linked down in the description. Make sure you go and check it out so you can get the full picture. This is just on 2 points that he made, okay? This is a very impromptu video. I do one a week usually. This is one back-to-back from another one I just did. But anyway, long story short, the first one is he talked about making the mistake of investing in or buying product from retail units or from retail outlets. Now, you can most certainly buy product from retail outlets as long as they're at the right price, okay? Do not ever think that you cannot buy from retail outlets, because actually later on in the video, Michael, you go on to say that, you know, people should be able to take advantage of sales. So if there are good sales on good ETBs, on good sets that you actually go on about in the video about picking good sets, if there's a good set and there's a sale on at a retail outlet, you want to go and buy them. Perhaps not collection boxes, but even collection boxes, I would argue, do good in the long term, depending on what's inside them. Now, that's not too much of a big issue, but you can most certainly buy investment products, collection products on retail from retail units. My kids are upstairs making a noise, so I apologize. This is an impromptu video. Anyway, now the most important point is point number 2, which is where you talk about putting time and effort into deciding what would make a better set. So you use the example of Darkness Ablaze, and then you use the example of Evolving Skies. I'm going to put the set release dates, which were a whole year apart from each other. Now, even you, Michael, when Darkness Ablaze came out, would not have had any idea about what was going to happen with Evolving Skies. So to suggest that somebody should take 2 sets, or to use the example of 2 sets a whole year apart, because when Darkness Ablaze came out, you would have had no idea about Evolving Skies or what it was going to do or how popular it would have been. Okay, hindsight is 2020. Nobody, including yourself, myself, Rudy, anybody, can make accurate predictions on exactly where a set will go. We do know that on modern and ultra modern Pokemon booster boxes, the prices do go up exponentially once they're out of rotation, once they're out of print, and when there is no longer stock available via the traditional purchase channels like the Pokemon Center, for example. However, to suggest that you would know what would make a good set and not coming in and purchasing every set, if you're going to collect and you're going to buy, there is nothing wrong with buying a set every time the set comes out. Dependent on your budget, if you can afford just a booster box and an ETB, just buy a booster box and an ETB. If you have bigger pockets, if you're like Rudy's level, which not many people are, you aren't, I am not, and let's not be fooled into thinking that we are at that level. However, you would go in at the level that you're comfortable at, and you would buy every single box. This is actually a very well-known way of investing, which is called dollar cost averaging. It's literally buying in on every set that comes out, and over a longer period of time, you will dollar cost average across all of those products, because I come back to my original point. We will never truly know how much a set will go up in terms of value and popularity until after the fact, okay? So to compare one of the worst sets in Sword and Shield with the best set in Sword and Shield really doesn't make any sense. And also to compare 2 sets a year apart from each other's release makes no sense, because at the time of Darkness Ablaze being released, people would not have been able to compare that to Evolving Skies. It's not a like-for-like comparison. You can only assume looking in the future. So to suggest that putting more money into something like Evolving Skies or Darkness Ablaze, let's take this hypothetical scenario. Say Evolving Skies was never made. It was never printed. It never came around. what would we have been left with? It would have been the next best set, and you would have had to compare it to that. But again, you can't make that comparison because we don't have crystal balls and we can't accurately predict what's going to happen in the future. Nobody can. So my advice is buy. If you want to collect and you're serious about collecting and investing, buy one of every set, okay? Or buy multiples of every set if you can afford it, of course. Don't go into debt. Don't take credit cards, loans in order to buy these things. But it is not a bad idea for you to go and buy every single set, because the truth of the matter is, no matter what I say, no matter what anybody says, none of us have crystal balls, or none of us can look into the future and tell you exactly where booster boxes will be in the future. Anyway, Michael, this is nothing against you, PokeOz. It's nothing personal against you. I just wanted to highlight that there are some inconsistencies in what you have said. And this is not the way that we or the average person can go about knowing what to invest in. So if you do want to invest, if you want to dollar cost average, that is a perfectly fine thing to do. The way Rudy does it is perfectly fine. You can do that on a lower level, on a lower scale, because nobody knows the future. Guys, if you did like this content, I know I'm going to get some hate on the back of this. I actually don't give a shit. I don't care. This is an open community and everybody's entitled to their opinion. This is my opinion. You can disagree with it. You can agree with it. If you did agree with it and you do like this kind of content, make sure you slap that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.